This video's entitled Watch This If You're in Your 30s. This video is titled Watch This If You're in Your 30s, but also in your 20s as well. So today I wanted to talk about just the expectations of yourself and others at this age, because people expect you to have things together. There are, from a woman's point of view, in her 30s, she would definitely like to have a child or maybe start a family, innit? And even for men, you're still trying to find that perfect partner or find someone you can trust to that degree. So you're at a vulnerable point because a lot of people expect you to have done all of your fuck ups, mess ups in life earlier in your 20s, and you've got them out of your system and you're actually working to be a better person. You could get whatever watch you want, yeah, but it could still not bring back any time what you need. Whether it's time to grow up, reflect on these situations, relationships, career choices, thinking, why have I not got a house now because I'm at this age? And it can always make you say to yourself, you know what? It's just not working for me. So this can get people down, obviously. You see your peers, you see other people around you, they're getting on with life. They're creating a family. You're in your family, but you're still not creating your own and doing the steps what other people are doing. To see that sometimes can obviously make you feel down, can make anybody feel down. You can tell yourself that you've tried your best, but one thing I am here to say is that, see, like every single day is a new day, is a new chance. Like, you know, I don't even like cross-referencing people like the person I'm going to say now. I'm going to say this quote doesn't come just from him. He heard that from someone else, guaranteed that. Jeff Bezos says that every day is a new day, isn't it? So that's why you lot can keep on ordering on Amazon and stuff like that and giving him money. But I've stopped doing that anyway because it wasn't helping my life. But I needed stuff, but it's another story. At this point in your 30s or your 20s, yeah, you're going to see people excel past you. Zoom, zoom, zoom. This person's got a nice car. Zoom. This person's got a nice house. Zoom. This person's got a good job which is secured and enabled them to live a certain style of life, which is a nice financial life. They're not worried about bills. They're comfortable. They are themselves. And you look at them and say, do you know what? I wish that was me, you know. You gotta ask yourself why you wish you want to be that person. On the outside, to a lot of people, everything is always rosy. They're not going to tell you about their problems. They're going to try and deal with their problems themselves. Do you get it? Like most people would do. But understand that everybody has their problems, their difficulties, and sometimes the things they went through when they were in their 20s, they're still not dealt with. It's like putting old relationships to the side and moving on with new people, but knowingly that you've been hurt from a different situation before, which happened earlier on in your life, and you're not really over it because there's not been any closure. I've learned this from having relationships with women and all that, you know, like learning that I need to say sorry about my actions or something what I've done earlier because I'm grown up now, and I don't want that to carry with me to my next relationship or carry that on at any point. So having to realize that you need to put those things to bed so you can focus on other things, and so you can not be in the mindset of saying to yourself, I've got some free time, how can I enjoy myself? You might say to yourself, I've got some free time, how can I invest my time in something? I get it, investing your time and all that stuff in stuff which isn't physically happening right now is sometimes deflating. It's sometimes it looks like it's not going to happen, but you got to trust within the process, because over the years of you being the person you are, yeah, or me being the person I am, I've only learned from my mistakes and allowed myself to understand they are mistakes. Do you get it? Everybody is not perfect. Understand that. And when I learned that everyone's not perfect, even the people who I admire in life, was fucking up with certain things, getting a divorce, finding out that this person has not been, you know, faithful to their wife, or and still looking at them and saying, I still rate you as a person, but I thought you had everything together. They don't. And you might not now. It's just some people have the luck of having things together, whether it's being in the right place, right time, keeping their head down, knuckling down and focusing on something so they can get what they need. But it just doesn't mean that they're happy neither. And being happy isn't everything as well. I think we've all had to come to a realization of that. Even during your 30s, you'll understand that your happiness isn't going to be top of the chart thing all the time, because you can't always be happy. There's emotions, feelings, love and stuff like that, what you might fall into. You can't always be happy. But when you've got a chance to start again the next day, you've got a chance, innit? What you do within those 48 hours and how you like progress with your plan, it's a self thing. And I've realized that myself, from being up one moment, then coming like gradually crashing down, but making sure that I've not killing myself financially, because that was my worry. My personal worry personally is finance, because things cost a lot. I like to live a extravagant life. So I don't see why I should, you know, say no to my dreams. Maybe I should adjust them a lot, because time is definitely ticking. But for men's time and women's time is slightly different. But at the same time, I want what most people, what I think most people have, which is the home, house, wife, car, supercar, holiday home. I think that most people want that. That's what I want. Do you know what I mean? And me not having that by the time I was 30 and all that had to make me pull my socks up, had to make me only ask myself those questions, but allow them to work their way out, because you'll always tell yourself something which might not even make sense. Like, oh, it messed up because of this and that. You got to be honest, innit? You don't give everyone your full trust. You give yourself your full trust. So you're in control, innit? That's the thing about this, being in control, and like saying that it leads to somebody else, or like, oh, it was this person's fault. But this is the part of life where you're supposed to take control. It's actually your prime years. No matter how you like to look at it, your 30s is definitely going to be your prime. Physically, I don't think you're going to be stronger and able to do more things than you can in this time frame. So when I got to that, even before I got to that, because I used to go out with a girl who was older than me, yeah. And on her 30th birthday, I remember her crying, and it was quite deep, because I was like, "Oh, why are you upset for? Like, it's your birthday, man." She's like, "Oh, I thought I would have been married, had a child by now, settled in a relationship, long term, this, that." I'm like, whoa. I know that people got goals, and when you pass that goal or get to that goal and you just don't get what you want, you got to figure it out for yourself and understand that there's another chance tomorrow. Because if you just keep looking behind yourself with the years and worrying about the stuff, you have to understand everybody's life is not perfect. I've understood that my life is not perfect. It started very well, but again, you've got to learn how to control it. Control your urges to want to go out, control your urges to want to go and get a new car or do something which you don't need to do, because it might hinder your chances later down. It's just about focusing and locking in, because even in my 30s, I see people who are in their 20s, they're set up. And you can only applaud them and take a leaf out of their book to some point, but use your own paint to style it yourself. And there's many examples of these types of role models or people who are online that have got some financial help, or they've got some financial money which is behind them to be able to start a life. to be able to continue on to living their life comfortably. And that's what I think most people worry about at this age. And you worry about having someone who is committed as much as you are to them. But that's just a life thing. But I'm sure people will figure it out. And if you do figure it out, just remember that tomorrow is another day, which you've got another chance. However you use those 24 hours in that day is up to you. Be productive with them. Think outside the box. And tell yourself that you can do it, because that's where it starts. You have to tell yourself. Saying is believing. Subscribe. Say that as well. Subscribe and the thumbs up. Appreciate that.